Hi, welcome back guys, it's Mike Newton, actually down here at the Titleist National Fitting Centre in the UK. In this particular video I'm going to take a little look at the TS3 Hybrid against the new U510 1 iron. So I've got the TS3 Hybrid 17 degree, I've lofted it down to 16.25. So making it as a low lofted hybrid as I possibly can, and put it up against a 16 degree 1 iron. I'm going to give you guys a bit of an idea of how these sort of perform with the flight, the height, and maybe give you an option of a possible fairway finder off the tee. So we're going to start off with the TS3 Hybrid, as I say, down to 16.25, 1 degree flat, so it's helping me with my particular shot shape in terms of trying to keep it as neutral as we can. We've got the same shaft in both, hazardous smoke in 6.5, so we're pretty identical on the shafts in both of these clubs. So we're going to hit some shots with TS3 first. Not a bad strike, a little bit up that right hand side. So we'll look at a little bit of dispersion as well, because obviously that's very important. If a club off the tee you're looking for is that fairway finder, possibly that tight par 4 that you need to crucially hit that fairway, then obviously with that dispersion is really, really important. But then also we're going to look at the height of the flight. So obviously traditionally the hybrid would promote a little bit of a higher launch, but I have just done a review of the 1 iron in the 510, and that was a pretty high launching golf club for a 16 degree. So it'd be very interesting to sort of see the differences between these two clubs. That's a nice strike, that one. Looks to be a little bit climby for me, which I tend to sort of see with that hybrid club. Always feels a tough one to try and get a control over. It's a nice shot. That's probably the best one of the lot there. Okay, so there's a few shots hit with the hybrid. Never feels quite comfortable to me with a hybrid. Always feels like my dispersion's going to go a little bit, and I have hit a couple of little bit of a different two-way miss really in that. So but let's move into that 1 iron and see if we see that improvement of that dispersion and any differences of that actual ball flight. Okay, so switched over into the U510 1 iron. So we know this is 16 degrees and very much a forgiving golf club, as I saw, and I really enjoyed hitting this in the review video that I did of this. So it's a little bit of the best of both worlds for me. It's that forgiveness of that hybrid, a little bit of the higher flight there, but maybe I'm hoping and maybe should see a little bit more of that tighter sort of dispersion. So let's get some shots hit with this. As I say, this is 16 degrees, so it's just a smidge lower loft than that hybrid. Yeah, that feels superb. Little bit of that slight lower ball flight there that you sort of expect to see. Doesn't look to be climbing as much. Again, good, just slightly up that right hand side, but good penetrating flight again. Okay, so looking at the dispersion numbers, or dispersion first, the blue being the hybrid, the red being the 1 iron, you can clearly see a big difference there. I've got a big miss left and the miss to the right. With that hybrid obviously isn't great, but then the iron much more consistent in that dispersion, which you typically sort of expect to see. Moving and looking at the numbers, so in the blue column there we've got the hybrid, then the red column we've got the iron. So you can see ball speed there pretty identical, club head and ball speed pretty identical. See a slight difference of that launch, so 10.8 with the hybrid, 9.3 with the iron. So again, you'd expect to sort of see that when that hybrid just launched a little bit higher, iron a little bit lower. So I prefer that more of that iron flight personally. Again, everybody is a little bit more different. Look at spin numbers, 265. 2.45 against 2.553, so very little in it in the actual spin. Knowing that the 510 is that slightly bigger head, it's a little bit more of that higher launch, and you've obviously got the option of going into that 500 in the 2 iron, slightly more loft, but it's coming in at 17 degrees. So looking at carry distance there, 239 against 235, so not a lot in it in terms of its actual performance, just that difference of launch, probably bigger than anything, but massively different is that dispersion. Okay guys, so there we go, there's a little comparison between a hybrid and an iron. So many of you guys might be looking for that fairway finder off the tee. Is it a long iron? These new utility irons that are coming on the market, a lot of choice nowadays, but then obviously you've got the traditional hybrid, which tends to be a little bit more forgiving, doesn't it? So it definitely depends on your delivery of the golf club, your speed, and what your actual flight is. So it really goes into the process of going through that fitting environment, really important. So somewhere like a facility like this, or obviously at Living Golf Academy, or any fitting facility, is the place to sort of go and just maybe compare those two options. So for me, clearly there, if I want a fairway finder, that iron is much more suitable for me, and to be honest, it fits in what I feel more confident with as well. So post comments down below and let me thoughts on this particular video. Would you go hybrid or would you go long iron utility? Love to hear your thoughts as always, so do comment down below. If you haven't subscribed, join the content putting out there, then please consider hitting that subscribe button. Follow me up on social media platforms, both Instagram and Twitter, and the handles there are @MNGolfCoach, and hopefully we'll catch up with you all very soon.